2. What's going on, my homies? Welcome back to episode 3 of the Disaster to Dynasty series, featuring the Houston Rockets. When y'all last left us, we had just finished up the offseason. We did a lot of trading, We first of all, we won the lottery. We kept our pick at number 2. And if y'all watched the actual draft lottery, I'm pretty sure we're on par with what happened. So I'm not saying that I predicted the future. Let's just say 2K did it. We traded up. We drafted Cade Cunningham. We traded away Eric Gordon to the Hawks for a first-round pick from the Thunder. We re-signed DJ Wilson, Sterling Brown, Kelly Olynyk. We brought back PJ Tucker and Houston legend Gerald Green. We drafted James Bouknight. We looking good. We got a lot of veterans on this team, but we did that for a reason. Hopefully we can trade them in the season for better pieces. You got to have good trade pieces. You can't really do that with sorry players. So we signed some established players who maybe can go to a contender and bring us back an extra first-round pick. But starting this season, we're going to try to bring Cade to the starting lineup. We're actually going to try to start Cade at the point guard position and let John Wall come off the bench because we want Cade to progress as good as he can. We got Cade Cunningham being mentored by John Wall. We got Kevin Porter getting mentored by Sterling Brown out there at the booby trap. Starting off this season, we got the trades turned back on, so everything's gonna happen as is this season. Everything's gonna be good. You feel me? So first game is a loss. We lose by 34 points to the Knicks, but Kevin Porter Jr. 24 points and Christian Wood only getting 6 points. 6 and 15 from Christian Wood. We gotta do better. Cade not doing too well with 12 points in his first game, so it doesn't look too good. But that's the first game. Shake off the rust and we'll see where we go. This year's draft prospects look kind of good. We got a skinny, lanky center in Chet Holmgren, a solid point guard in Kennedy Chandler. Got teams trying to trade to us left and right, but none of the trades look appealing to us. Injuries hitting us left and right, but it do seem to phase us. Some of these injuries is making us lose. 20 games into the season, it's not looking too good. We're the 15th ranked team. At least we're the 8th seed in the conference, but we're teetering. We want to be an actual playoff team. We don't want to be in the play-in. We don't want to fight with these other teams. We're top 5 defense. So right now, we're the 26th best team in the league, holding teams to under 115 points. We're the 5th best rebounding team in the league, so that's good. Number 10 in blocks. We have a good defense, it's just our offense is kind of stalling. But I don't know what's going wrong if we have Christian Wood and Kevin Porter Jr. both getting 19 points apiece. Maybe we need to find that extra 20 point per game score. I would have hoped that would have been Cade Cunningham. Or maybe John Wall would have stepped up. But last year, John Wall only got 13 points. So what do you expect? That's what he's getting this year. Isaiah Jackson is a player who's not getting any playing time. So maybe we can trade him with John Wall to get a good player. Nah, I don't think that'll work. John Wall's contract is too terrible. Too terrible. John Wall might be the problem. So getting him off the team might be the best thing for us to do. It's hard to get John Wall off the team with his current contract with $44 million. It's easier said than done. Nice little trade with Jayshawn Tate. But nah, a Jason Tate for Desmond Bane trade is interesting, but I like Jason Tate a lot better. He's a dog. I haven't really watched too much Desmond Bane. Y'all tell me about Desmond Bane if he a dog like Jay Sean. The injuries keep piling up. Our scoring is below average. It don't look too good for us. The injuries keep piling up. We just don't have the depth of good enough players to handle all these injuries. And still, going through this season, it's tough. We continued the season almost through to the halfway point, and we're still a losing team. What are we supposed to do about that? At this point in the season, it's just tough to stay afloat. Something seems to be a problem. I don't know if it's with the spacing or if it's just the personnel, but something got to happen, because being a losing team at the halfway point in the season ain't looking too good. 40 games into the season, at the contract extension deadline, John Wall's asking for his contract extension. And to be honest, it's probably the best thing to do, because if you don't take that extension, he's going to accept his $47 million player option. So re-signing him to $10.5 million for next year is a steal. Taking away that $30 million from that contract, it won't hit your books as hard. It's a big save. So that's probably the best route to do with John Wall if we're gonna keep him. But we keep losing. We're still near the bottom. We're the 13th worst team in the West, the 23rd worst team in the league. We have a 3.5 star proficiency. And we right at the bottom. Along with the Thunder, the Timberwolves, and the Suns. The Suns fell off so hard. Things just don't look too good for us. So it's time to make some trades, man. Something has to shake. John Wall has got to go. Where does he go, though? And nobody's going to take John Wall straight up. They're going to give us bits and pieces. So if we add a pick, I don't know. Maybe we can make a good trade. But where would John Wall go? You got to trade him to the right team, do you? Or do you have to just get your best return? Got Chris Paul. We could bring him back. Or we could bring back Russell Westbrook. We can trade for Ben Simmons. The Ben Simmons trade is interesting because, didn't want to trade James Harden for Ben Simmons, but why not John Wall? I might do that. But you trade for Ben Simmons, you're also trading for that contract. So do you really want that contract? Do you want to lock yourself into a Ben Simmons?
4 years of Ben Simmons is a lot.
You have a whole bunch of trade packages that they're trying to trade to us, but we don't want to give up too much draft capital.
Because with all the draft picks that we have to make sure that we're trading away the right ones. The Thunder pick is probably our best pick because they're at the bottom of the standings with us. And our own pick is kind of tricky because it's valuable now while we suck, but we shooting for the playoffs, and the value of that pick's gonna plummet, if it's not a lottery pick. So the players you're trading for, they need to make a difference. This Chris Paul deal is the only deal that I see with a 1-year contract that makes any type of sense. Of course, we got to take in Jay Crowder, who's making $9 million a year for 2 years, but we can easily trade that away. And these are great vets. And trading for Chris Paul, that's a big difference maker because Chris Paul is a leader. Chris Paul is somebody who can actually mentor Cade Cunningham, who can really teach him the ropes. John Wall, he's a great point guard, but Chris Paul, he's the point guard. Remember that. You don't find that every day. And we still not done. Some of these veterans have got to go. We need one more difference maker in the lineup. I just don't know who it's going to be. Because at this point in the season, you made the Chris Paul trade. You got Jay Crowder. And you have these vets. Do you want to keep them or do you want to upgrade? The price has to be right. And the player has to be even better.
Looking to trade Paul Millsap because he's not playing too much. We want to trade the players who aren't too much in the rotation, so it's not really going to hurt us if we trade these players. Maybe attaching picks to them would help the value of this trade to help us bring an impact player. That's what you want to bring back, an impact player. Because 40 games into the season, and being the 13th worst team in your conference, when it's only 15 teams per conference, you got to make some pretty big trades to make some shake. We got so many power forwards on the team. It's ridiculous. Some of these guys got to go. Got to trade some players or change some positions. Too many forwards and not enough great ones. Maybe we trade for a starting forward. So that's probably our weakest position. Because I think Jason Cade and Kenyon Martin Jr. They can hold down the small forward spot. They can hold down the wings. So far we've traded for Chris Paul and Jay Crowder. Two real veterans, you know what I'm saying? Right now we just have veterans who've been in the league. Yeah, that's good. Now we got veterans with playoff experience, who know how to win. Chris Paul just hasn't won yet. You feel me? And maybe we can be the team to make that happen. We're gonna keep on simming. Can't find a trade yet, but the Chris Paul trade makes a big difference because we start jumping up in the conference. Even though Chris Paul is our sixth man, I think that's something that could work for us. Because Chris Paul doesn't need to play minutes. He just comes in and runs the second offense. I really want James Bouknight to be a better scorer. We got Cade getting 17 points a game, but his efficiency is terrible. Only shooting like 30%. Yeah, 30% from three and 40% from the field. Competing for the play-in. Yay. It's not what we want to do, though. We want to make the playoffs. But trading for Chris Paul makes a big difference. We're back in the playoff race. We're at the 9 and 8 spot. And we have nobody from our team making the All-Star team, which sucks. But, shit happens. We're not playing good enough. Christian Wood's our highest scorer, 19 and 11, followed by Kevin Porter Jr. with 17 points. And it seems to be hard for us to get that 20-point per game score. Nobody wants to really step up. So even drafting Cade Cunningham, we don't have that elite score. We have great playmakers. I was hoping KPJ could be that bucket getter, but I don't know. Maybe he's not built like that. Making it to the trade deadline, we're back at the 8th spot, but we're not sure if we're a good enough team. We don't know what needs to be done. Cade Cunningham's only shooting 27% from three. Terrible. And 45% from the field. Christian Wood and Kevin Porter are our best players in terms of plus and minus. Some gotta shake though. We need one more impact player. Who is it? Mitchell Robinson? Montrez? It'd be nice to have a backup big behind Christian Wood, an actual defensive center. We have to find a trade, man. Gotta trade some of these vets who ain't really playing for us for a younger player who fits the timeline but can also make an impact. Jonathan Isaac. He's an underutilized player. He's known as a great defender. And we already have a great defense. That's interesting, isn't it? Christian Wood and Jonathan Isaac. That sounds like a pretty modern front court right there. Two guys that can shoot the three and defend their position. Christian Wood just has to get stronger in the post, that's all. But I can see us making a trade like that. Now, taking Jonathan Isaac is going to be a challenge. Trading that OKC pick that we got from the Eric Gordon trade might not be the best move, but it's something that they want. And if they want that, we're going to get a pick back. We got to. But we're gonna ask for a pick back to at least compensate for it. It's hard to make these numbers work. We got Rudy Gay and Paul Millsap. We got the OKC pick. And obviously the OKC pick is important because OKC, back when we was the worst team in the league, was right there below us. So maybe they still down there. But we got to take a chance on ourselves, man. We really want to make the playoffs this year. We got our pick. We got our guy, Cade Cunningham. We don't need to keep on going to the draft looking for more. We need to make moves now. If we want to compete for a championship, if we want to become a dynasty, you got to make moves, quick. You can't sit on shit, man. For real. The Magic want so much for Jonathan Isaac and the pick because I'm not trading away this Thunder pick without getting one back. That's impossible. So we trade Paul Millsap and Rudy Gay, the OKC first round pick that we got, and the Portland Trailblazers pick for Jonathan Isaac and the Magic 2023 pick. We'll do that. Yes, sir. Now, looking at our rotation, we got Cade Cunningham, Kevin Porter Jr., KJ Martin, Jonathan Isaac, and Christian Wood. Coming off the bench, we got Chris Paul and James Bouknight leading the way, along with Kelly Olynyk, Sterling Brown, and other players like that. And we need to fill out the bench, man. We need to find that backup big. We got to find somebody for Christian. Somebody to help Christian. Making one last trade. We're going to trade for Moses Brown. Because Isaiah Jackson isn't getting any playing time. He's not going to be able to develop with us. He's too far below on the rotation. So trading for a center who can actually help, like Moses Brown, who can maybe be an inside presence whenever Christian Wood is, on the bench. That's something that the Rockets need. They need a backup big, like whenever Christian Wood gets to sit on the bench. And also getting a pick from the Thunder, swapping the pick from the Thunder isn't a bad thing because they have a lot of great picks. Gonna sign one more veteran and Jamal Crawford and let him mentor KPJ. Buckets get buckets, man. You already know. Chris Paul is gonna teach Cade. Christian Wood is gonna teach Moses Brown. And we gotta make sure these guys develop during the season. Can't just be stagnant and not working on things that don't matter. So if they're good at three-point shooting, we want to make them great. If they're good at perimeter defense, got to make them great. Got to turn good to great during the season. And then in the off-season, that's whenever you could hit the off-season training and work on things that you're not good at. Perfect shit. Become more all around. That's what you want to do. Progress at all times. So our team looks pretty deep. And now, hopefully our young core can develop and play to be a great team. Everybody in the starting lineup is under 25 or 26 now because Christian Wood is 26. Looking at our salary cap breakdown, next year we're going to have $56 million. That's if we don't trade anybody, because we still got to trade some folks like Jay Crowder, But by that point, we'll have like $60-something million. Like we'll have money to sign a max player next year. And if Jonathan Isaac don't work out for us, we can trade away $17 million. That's $17 million and $9 million gone. So our team looks pretty deep. We have a solid starter at every position and a solid backup. So this team can only get better. We also have reserves who are ready to come in and play if injuries come. And the Jonathan Isaac trade has made a big difference. We jumped from the A seed all the way to the 3rd seed. We're above 500. Finally. Yay. ninth in power rank. Probably still a top 5 defense. Christian Wood's still our leading scorer, but Cade is coming on up. Cade Cunningham has raised his points per game up to 18, 8 assists. He's scoring at a high rate. It's just not efficient yet. So hopefully he can get to an efficient point in his career. And I feel like Cade's field goal percentage will level out better whenever he gets a better feel of the league. This is his first year getting used to the physicality of the NBA. But everything else, we're middle of the pack. We are one of the best defenses in the league, top 3. But we're really not top anything other than, being one of the best defenses. We have a really great defense. So we're winning games by defense, not necessarily offense, which is fine for now. We need to find somebody who's really just going to take over and get them buckets for us. Find the weak spot, who's not getting enough buckets, who's not contributing enough. But we'll figure that out, later on in the season because we're not doing bad. It's the 3rd seed in the West. Coming from being the worst team in the league, it's a big change. And this team is so deep that one injury definitely doesn't hurt us. 2 injuries really doesn't do anything to us. 3 injuries is where maybe we might feel something. It's really rare to have 3 injuries. Looking at the NBA trades, do we see anything interesting? Eric Gordon getting traded from the Hawks. Capella getting traded from the Hawks. Gordon Hayward leaving and going to the 76ers. Draymond Green going to the Kings, going straight across the bay. Seth Curry going to the Clippers for Rajon Rondo. We trade John Wall for Chris Paul, big moves. Tobias Harris for Russell Westbrook, that's crazy. Joe Harris for Kyle Lowry, wow. We trade for Jonathan Isaac and Moses Brown at the trade deadline. And this team is so injury proof because we have players who are so versatile, who can play multiple positions. And when one person goes down, we got the next person to come right back up because everybody on our bench has been in the starting role at least once or twice in their career, or can handle the starting role. So it's not like an injury is really going to affect us. Devin Booker out. Wow. There's a lot of injuries going on. Anthony Davis hurt again before the playoffs. Kristaps hurt before the playoffs. Michael Porter hurt. There's a lot of stars hurt. But, there's a lot of great players hurt. We got our own injuries to deal with, too. We got Cade Cunningham hurt right before the playoffs. So we got to fight through some stuff, too. That's why you make a deep team. LA being the best team, but still not having AD. And the Boston Celtics are the best team in the East this year, followed by the Nets. Everybody seems to be happy except Christian Wood and Jason Tate.
I honestly don't know what it takes to make Christian Wood happy in 2K. I give him all the minutes. I can let him be the number 1 option, and he's still mad. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the system we run or the playbook, but Christian Wood is just not fucking with it.
Gonna finish up the season with Luka Doncic winning MVP, Cade Cunningham winning the Rookie of the Year, of course. Finally improving his 3-point shot, at least getting it to 32%. Hopefully we can do a lot better than that. DeMar DeRozan, 6th man. Giannis at Defensive Player, and Nick Claxton, Most Improved. Nobody on the first team, or second team, or third team. Defensive first, we have somebody on defensive second. We got Chris Paul and Jonathan Isaac showing out for our defense. Cade Cunningham making the first team all rookie. And so we finally make it to the playoffs this year.
Our record solid 48-34
with the 3rd seed, and we're going against Utah Jazz. It's gonna be a good little matchup. See how this works out for us. In the next episode, we'll get back to this in the next episode, playoffs.
So I want to talk to y'all about something. I want this channel to become something like a game show, you know. So I have a way to give back to my supporters. So I like to ask questions at the end of my videos or during the videos, and if y'all are able to catch those questions, we're going to be doing giveaways every single video, whether, you know, it's the smallest prize or, you know, something a little bigger. So in terms of the 2K Dynasty channel, you know, we're dealing with basketball, we're dealing with NBA teams, and we're dealing with NBA players. So you want to appreciate those players. And during this season, I feel like a major turning point for us was when we traded John Wall and got Chris Paul. So we're going to give actually John Wall his flowers. And I have went on a website called Pristine Auction, and I have purchased a autographed John Wall jersey, which I'm going to show here on the screen now. And for this video, we're going to give John Wall his flowers, and we're going to give y'all the autographed John Wall jersey as part of the giveaway. So to earn the John Wall jersey, I need y'all to answer 2 questions in the comments. All right? I want y'all to tell me what day in this video that John Wall was traded, and who else was included from our team in that John Wall trade to acquire Chris Paul and Jay Crowder. If y'all can tell me those 2 answers, John Wall is coming to y'all. And remember, these giveaways stay up as long as there ain't no pinned comment down there in the comments and showing there's a winner. You still have a chance to win. So go back on some of the old videos, see if there's a pinned comment. You might be able to win something from the last couple videos. I'll see y'all in the next one, y'all. Peace.